Hello and welcome back to Midnight Movie Talk, the movie review podcast formerly known as the Movie a Day podcast. From back, what was it, 11 months ago?
Sounds
I think
about
it's
right.
about that
It's been a while.
So yeah, um, with me as always is, you heard them already, but they're still here, Ryan and Sky.
What up?
Hello, everyone.
And today, for one reason or another, we are talking about 1985's Clue. And it is getting remade with Ryan Reynolds, because Ryan
We
Reynolds
just
is in
found this
everything,
out,
And Jason Bateman.
we just found
and Jason Bateman. But yeah, I mean, we all saw in like Knives Out, and I think Clue is like one of the like original like whodunits. And we just didn't know what else to watch, so Clue. Directed by Jonathan Lynn. I'm not familiar with anything else he's done. John Landis has done a few popular things
Yeah, American.
as far as like a writing credit goes. Yeah, like American Werewolf in London.
Okay.
And then yeah, this movie has some of the popular actors of that time period: Tim Curry, Christopher Lloyd, among other people. So yeah, what did we think of Clue?
um
Uh?
it's a movie that it's very weird. I'm not sure if they were going for, I know it's in the comedy genre, but it just seems so all over the place to me, and it made it really confusing at times, like what was happening, and their facial expressions were so
Over the top.
abnormal.
Yeah, some
and
of the
just
acting was a
so
little
over the top.
iffy.
Well, I think it
But,
plays a part into like how the movie can't commit to one ending. And so
Yeah.
that's where the confusion comes in because like
For seemingly no reason, too.
yeah, because like I get it's based off the board game, so they're like, oh, we'll have like different endings, like where like each person's the killer, but then they don't even commit to that. They just do like three, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
yeah,
And like Knives Out committed to one ending.
oh yeah,
So I like that. I like a movie that just concludes. Like give me one ending, and then maybe on a Blu-ray release give me an alternate ending.
well yeah, because Knives
Something like
Out,
that.
like you can rewatch it and you can pick up on new things because there is one definitive ending. With this, I feel like they kind of get rid of the rewatchability by making it so there's like three different endings because then it's like you can't really rewatch it and get new clues and like figure out the ending because like there is no definitive ending. It's literally left open so any of them could be the killer, and then they show you three options, and it's like, well then like I really didn't watch a movie that's about like like who did the murder because it's like they didn't give me enough clues to definitively say who did it. It's left open that anyone could do it.
Have you guys played the board game?
No.
I mean, I feel like I have, but it's been years. It's like
Yeah.
this
I'm pretty
person
sure I
did
played it
it,
like once,
and
maybe. Yeah.
yeah,
But I don't really remember it, so I can't compare the two, but
But yeah, another thing with Knives Out is for the most part like pretty airtight. Like if you go back and watch it, which I know I have, it's pretty like you can't really pick it apart. It works 99% of the time. Whereas this, I haven't gone back and watched it, but I feel like if I go back and watch it, like there's just going to be things that don't make much sense.
oh, there's a lot of stuff I was like, what is happening?
yeah. Which, like you were saying, Grant, with like the reactions of people's face, or maybe you said Ryan, the reactions of people's faces. Yeah, just like decision making of characters, just like of like a normal person in a circumstance where you're being blackmailed. A lot of people are doing weird things, like bizarre things. I mean, like the French maid like is trying to open a door by shooting it open when people are banging on
Yeah.
the other side. It's just like absurd.
Right.
And I mean, some of it I feel like they're trying to be like self-aware with it, but like I don't know. it just
Yeah,
does.
they're definitely trying, but I think they just like shoot themselves in the foot with all these like endings, like different endings. Because like now, like we just watched the movie what, an hour ago,
Yeah,
and I couldn't even
Yeah.
really tell you like what everyone's motivations were because they're all like jumbled and like just like
and they're all
thrown
just
together.
random people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they just put these random people like all of a sudden we're in
Like,
this
some of them
house.
know each other for some reason. Like
Yeah.
I'm, like, genuinely
the
trying to
common
remember.
thing. Well, one of the common things between the people was like the whole Washington thing and like you work for the government thing. Like that was
Yeah.
one of the commonalities.
but then in
I
the
think.
main ending, that it didn't have anything to do with anything. I think, but I don't know
Right.
for sure because there's 3 different endings where they all explained everyone's motivations.
and Herbert Hoover was like orchestrating all 3 endings. Like it was
Right.
so weird. He was like, yeah, I guess orchestrating, yeah,
Yeah.
with a random person each time, and then the police would show up and like arrest a different culprit. It was so strange.
And the soundtrack was definitely of
Jesus.
the 80s, that's for sure.
Yeah, the music was super campy and it fit with what the movie was doing. But
hmm I thought it would have been like a fun movie to watch, you know, like I like these kind of movies where it's like a whodunit movie, but it really didn't click like that at all.
Yeah, and I feel, I guess, it's like super tedious where, like, the first time we're watching, it's like before we see the first ending, like the ending we think is going to be the ending. They literally take you through the whole movie. Like, Tim Curry is running around, like, reacting to everything. Tim Curry's great. But he's running around doing the whole movie over again quickly. And then, like, it's kind of meaningless because, like, that version only happens, like, if you take that version, and then they, like, spin the rest of it for, like, the other 2 versions into, like,
and then the
different.
last one is like the actual version.
I
Like,
guess, yeah. Like,
Yeah,
they're
but
like,
they-
this is what really happened? Like, what?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
they
like,
were
how do
trying
we
to
know
like
that
fill out
it
their
is?
runtime.
That could
Yeah.
be.
Because
Really-
like
Or maybe
What
they
it sh-
had a bunch of different takes like of how they wanted it to end and they just kind of like, yeah, throw them all in there and see which one they like.
yeah, and I don't even know if this would have worked, but maybe just have like the actual one in the movie, and then like during the credits, like while some of the credits are coming, then you can have some of those
Yeah,
like extra
or-
ones.
Yeah, have like credits rolling in front.
Or, like, have
while
a
they do it.
special features thing where, like, you could have other people. But either way, like, I think it worsens, like, the actual story itself by having, like, if you're able to have multiple endings through the story, it kind of, like, makes the original story less solid. I don't know. Because then, like, rewatching it, you can't pick up on things like, oh, that guy was out of the room and doing this. Because, like, I feel like in each version, when they go through the 3 that they show, like, they mention a different person was out of the room each time, and it's like, well, that doesn't make sense. And obviously,
Mhm.
these are shots we're not seeing, so, like,
Yeah,
There was a lot of stuff that was just left out, like the dogs at the beginning. Like I thought they would have came into and had a point to them, but they never really did.
the only point was, like, if you try to leave, there's a dog outside. But they're all chained, so, like,
That was
I
it.
don't understand that. Yeah.
Right.
Um,
And like when the one dude goes to the window, or like I guess it wasn't the window, it was like a greenhouse, and there was just a dog back there, like just like no, you can't go out this way, you can't break the glass and leave. Like no, you guys must stay inside and solve the murder.
but then yeah, why was that guy like playing along? Because he was a butler for the other guy.
But it
Well,
depends on the
He was
version.
yeah
Yeah,
Like-
see,
yeah.
I
It depends
just
on the version. In one of the
don't-
versions, he is.
And then one
And
version
then
is
one
the
of the other
killer.
version, he's the guy. Yeah. I guess.
Yeah,
Spoiler
essentially the whole
alert.
movie just means nothing.
Yeah, it's like
And
whatever
was
you want it
made
to
for
be.
no reason.
Yeah.
And like
Right.
it could have something to do with like the board game, why they did those extra endings.
Well, it is, but it doesn't work for a movie, I feel like.
No.
No, never when they take a game and they turn it into a movie has it ever worked out.
I can't remember, like, another game. That's what I was trying to think of one. Like a movie based off, like, maybe, I mean, there's been video games like Mario and
Video
stuff,
games,
but,
yeah. Like
a
another board game.
Yeah.
I can't think of one.
Otherwise maybe like Game Night. It's like kind of similar, except for it's way better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's just
But
kind
that
of
was
general
entertaining.
on like
Yeah.
people who like to play board games.
Mhm.
Well, now I'm trying to
But
think.
it's kind of sort of like a whodunit a little
Yeah.
bit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like that was enjoyable.
Yeah.
There's not like a Monopoly movie out there as far as I know.
Give it a couple years.
Yeah. Um,
It's like Angry Birds, the movie, and like some other random stuff. But
yeah, I just like I wish if they were gonna do the like, multiple endings, then you got to do it for everybody. Like you can't do it for just three because like the third one they say like this is what really happened and it shows the guy from Better Call Saul, and it literally ends with him being like the hero, and he's like, and now I'm gonna go home and sleep with my wife, and then it ends. It was like what?
yeah,
Like
yeah, that's really the only thing I remember about that ending.
yeah, it's just like everyone will pull a gun, they'll give a little monologue about why they did it, and then like the cop will show up who is like the Jesus person, like knocking on the door.
Yeah, who's like in the police
Oh, yeah.
for some of them, but then he's in the FBI.
Yeah, like how many times do we have to go through that?
I will say the best part for me was when the random like what the hell would you even call her? The girl who shows up, the telegram girl.
Oh yeah, the telegram
She just
girl.
gets
Yeah,
shot immediately.
yeah, that was awesome. That made me laugh really hard.
God.
And it wasn't even like I don't was that was probably its intention, but
Yeah, there was a few edits that were very solid. That like
Yeah.
very comedic with like the Better Call Saul guy always like jumping when there's like a loud noise, like spilling
Yeah.
something on someone.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Or were they going for a shock factor with the telegram girl?
I
I really can't tell.
You just never know.
Yeah.
When you
I mean,
try
I
to
was
get
just
the closer
laughing.
to the ending you get, the less the movie works.
Well, it's
Yeah.
weird because they have some stuff that is like super slapstick, like where like the cop comes and he's like looking in the rooms, and like everyone's just like making out in the rooms, and like there's like a woman making out with a dead corpse like on a couch, and then there's like an old
And you can
lady.
clearly see the
Yeah,
blood,
the blood,
like on his forehead.
and then the old lady is
Like-
holding up like the cook, and then a guy's making out with the cook or pretending to, and then the old lady is like moaning for this dead body, like.
Yeah,
It's
and like
just,
moving the arms. And,
absurd.
like,
Yeah, and then he's like
Yeah.
holding her eyes open as like she's like leaning
Yeah.
on him. Like it's so like slapstick. Like that, I'm just like, I don't know how to take some of the scenes.
Right, like Weekend at Bernie's, but not.
that's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Jeez. I will say as a side
So-
note, just because like I love the show Psych. The woman who plays Miss Scarlet and then Professor Plum, Christopher Lloyd, both of them are in the Psych episode where they like make fun of Clue or like poke fun at Clue, parody it, whatever. And I liked how they were in a lot of scenes together. Like they make out when like they're doing all those montages where the cops looking around. They show up together, and I was like, oh, that's kind of neat how like those two ended up being in that Psych episode. But yeah, I mean, like you
It's
said,
probably a fun movie to make because of all like the weird hijinks,
yeah.
and just like
Mhm.
running around and like. But yeah, I will say I don't think the movie had like a large budget either. It felt like a TV movie to me.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
wonder.
I don't know. I don't even know what the budget
I
was.
wonder, yeah, because it was made in 1985, so I wonder if like back then what the standard budget was. Yeah, I don't know, but I would agree.
Wow.
Definitely an interesting
15
one.
million.
Yep, I just saw that.
Holy
Wait,
crap!
15 million.
$15
huh?
million budget estimated,
I would.
That had to have been
and it only grossed 14.
Interesting.
really
Yeah, that's,
in its
huge flop.
opening year.
no, it just
Or,
says
like, how does that
gross.
work?
It just says gross for the United States.
So up to this point,
Well, in
yeah,
theaters, I would
I think-
assume.
Well, yeah,
Oh.
like probably theatrical run.
yeah.
Well, I just looked up trivia, and I mean, like, I guess you could argue this is cool. So the three endings, it was different based on the theater you went to. So I guess they didn't show
That's cool.
all three. You would just go and then you would see the ending. I mean, that's a unique way of showing it in the theaters. Unfortunately, we saw it where they just like back to back to back
Did
showed
all three?
which is
Right.
just stupid. If they only had one, I would have been fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's very strange how they did that.
That's actually pretty cool for the theaters, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, it would make you want to go to different ones and check it out and see which one you get. But if they only did 3,
And it would be cool to like go back and watch
mean-
the movie to see like if all the endings worked. Like, cause like we haven't rewatched the movie obviously, but I would be pretty
Yeah.
curious to see.
but see, my point is like I think they all work because it's left so open that like you really don't know much about any character, right? Like we just know all the characters are blackmailed. They like are connected to Washington and the government, and then other than that, it's literally everyone has a motive to kill, and you don't really find out until the end, until the person gives the monologue, and then it fits.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
Mhm.
I mean, I'd be
And
interested
they
to
all
see,
seem like
I guess, but not enough to rewatch it anytime soon.
they all seem like they wouldn't kill anyone either. Like they kind of played off.
Yeah.
So like you would never really. There's really no direct path that the movie takes to the very end.
Yeah, and then the main ending, apparently everyone killed someone. Which is
Yeah.
like, okay.
Well, and it's just like the way that they reveal it is so anticlimactic, like the entire way. It's like, oh, okay, everyone empty your pockets and your purses. Oh, whoop, that one's got a gun. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it didn't work, but well, we'll see what the remake's like, and then we'll revisit.
Yeah, you know, for the American remake, they're just gonna really pile on that like ending. I think they will go
Go, yeah.
and do like pretty much all of them.
It'll be
with
like
that.
22 Jump Street, where it just like keeps going throughout the credits.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder, is there a director attached to that yet?
Yeah, I mean, the director, I know the writers were all connected to both Deadpool's and Six Underground,
Oh, yeah,
the masterpiece from,
from last year.
yeah. James Bobbin is directing. Oh yeah, he's done some interesting movies. Dora and the Lost City of Gold, Alice Through the Looking Glass, Muppets Most Wanted, The Muppets. So these are like the newer Muppets, not like the classic Muppets. He did direct
Oh, boy.
The Flight of the Conchords, which I haven't seen, but I've heard.
Wait, the Flight of the Conchords. I've heard that.
I've
title
heard of
recently.
the movie. I haven't seen it.
It's it might be a movie too, but it's a TV show. It has oh my gosh, Grant. Like if it's oh my gosh, I don't know what the guy's name is, but he's got such a distinct voice. He's in Legion. He's the guy who's married to he's the guy who's like frozen. Or he's like mentally like locked.
Yeah,
in
I
a-
know. I know who you're talking
Yeah.
about. I just don't know its name.
Yeah, I think Jermaine Clement. I believe that's his name. Jermaine
Yeah.
Clement. He's a great actor. Yeah, I know he's like the main guy in that show. But other than that, yeah, everything else I haven't seen from that director.
I guess we'll see. I mean, it's not going to be really hard to beat out this movie in terms of quality.
Yeah, I would agree.
So, do we have anything else to touch up on with this movie?
Mm,
I mean, I thought
not really for me.
like the acting was like, I mean, it's super cheesy and campy, but like fine for like the movie. Like Tim Curry, I thought was good. I was kind of worried when he showed up at the beginning and he was being like super stiff, because he's always like super just like loud
Yeah.
and out
Yeah,
there.
once he started going on his tangent about and then reenacting what would happen in the house, I was like, oh, okay, this is something Tim
That's Tim
Curry would do.
Curry.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess I really don't have. Yeah, the sound was super campy. Just like dun dun dun, like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, jeez.
Typical typical run-of-the-mill 80s movie.
Yeah, I haven't really seen that many whodunits. Basically, just this and Knives Out, and then like
Game night, like you
kind of like
mentioned.
Game Night in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like parodies, obviously, like Psych and like Family Guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Jeez, who done it? Yeah, there's really. I mean, I'm sure I've seen more, but like none that come to mind. So like, there hasn't been, like Knives Out is hands down the best one.
Yeah. Moral of the podcast: go watch Knives Out.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Which we should mention is like getting like sequels with the same detective but different families. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's gonna be about Daniel Craig's character,
Yeah,
but like
cool.
him solving different cases. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that'll be
can't
interesting. Because he was like my favorite part of the movie, so I'm
Yeah,
excited to.
wait. I liked pretty much all the characters in Knives Out,
Yeah,
which is
yeah, I
kind
did
of
too.
like
But
another
Daniel
thing.
Craig made it for me.
Yeah, him and Ana de Armas were great. But I guess that's another thing with Clue too. Like, none of the characters are really like that memorable to me.
Well, they're not fleshed out. Like that's what like the
Yeah.
motives are all so generic and like it's government blackmailed. That's it. Like whereas like Knives Out, like you have Michael Shannon's character who's like trying to get money and like run the company. You have like Ana de Armas who's like an illegal immigrant. You have Chris Evans who's like trying to like, I guess he's like a fuck up and
He's
he's like
the son
mooching.
of, yeah,
Yeah. And then you have Toni Collette, who's like trying to get money for her daughter to go to school, but also taking some for herself, and she's like stealing money this whole time. Like, yeah, like each person in the family has like something they're doing. There's the other guy
there's
who's cheating on his
backstory.
wife. Like, yeah,
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot more going on with that. This was just kind of like
yeah. Like they all have
everybody thrown into one place.
like in Knives Out, they all had like a different, unique dynamic with each other. And, like Clue is just kind of like they're all just it's like the same thing.
Strangers.
Yeah. But yeah, if we don't have anything else to touch up on with this movie, I don't know, it's tough. I have it at a 3 right now. 3 out of 10.
yeah, that's what I have it at. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I can give it any more
I have it at a 2 out of 10.
It's really harsh, Ryan.
So
than how dare you?
yeah, I was thinking about giving it a 1, but
Yeah,
I can't do that to my boy Tim Curry.
I thought the acting was all, fine for what it was. And like, the atmosphere was like the house had some cool little trapdoors and stuff, but like, yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't hold up, that's for sure.
super cheesy, just too cheesy.
Yeah, I would have been curious to like if I had watched that movie as a kid and I like remembered it fondly, how I would have viewed it watching it again today.
Well, apparently,
Yeah.
well, you said it bombed, but it's developed a cult following now, according
Oh,
to
yeah.
IMDb trivia. I mean, we've heard about it. I just never watched it until now.
Yeah, and it's had its fair share of like that episode of Family Guy, that like long one is like pretty much like shot for shot, like
Oh,
take
yeah.
for take, like Clue.
You have to rewatch that again. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that like very clearly. Like they all split off into pairs and go in the trapdoors. Like there's even the billiards room and like, yeah, very similar.
interesting.
So yeah, that is Clue, 1985. Probably don't watch it, but if you do
Yeah.
want to watch it, it's on Amazon Prime Video if you have an Amazon Prime subscription.
Yeah,
So
you probably
we're
don't watch it.
we're trying this new thing where
Yeah,
at the end, well, I guess kind of at the end of the podcast, but after our feature review, each one of us will ask the group a question, movie related. So yeah, and we all just answer the question. But do you want me to do mine first, or does anyone want to do theirs first?
I mean, yeah, you can do yours first. I would just say, like, this is because we
Yeah.
don't have fan questions yet. So
Start us
eventually, this will be the fans' responsibility. But
Yeah,
for
we're
now,
gonna be looking in the comments section. 'Cause I know there's gonna be a lot of them to sort out, but
Right. We want them fan questions,
For
but
now.
for now we'll come up with
yeah,
our own.
we'll come up with our own.
okay. So my question to you guys is,
Yes.
what is your favorite movie that you would recommend to as little people as possible?
Ooh, favorite movie I would recommend. Well, wait,
Okay.
when you say to as little people, like,
Like a movie you wouldn't show your family or like people that you don't know
Mm.
very well. Like you would recommend it to us probably.
okay, so someone like I wouldn't be like a movie I wouldn't be afraid of like offending someone with, or like that's like super
Yeah.
out there. Okay. Ooh,
I have a couple movies that I could name
That
off.
is good.
that's a good question. Let me think.
Um,
I guess if you want to go with yours, Grant, if you have one, while we think, or
Yeah, I mean, there's two that come to mind right away for me. Antichrist is one of them,
haven't seen it, but you told
ooh,
me.
yeah.
and
Yeah, that one is definitely.
and from last year, Climax would be the other one.
Yeah, that's a solid one.
Those are two good picks.
Oh, gee.
I think
That's
one
a
of
tough one.
mine would be the new Suspiria, the newest one.
Interesting.
Okay. So why would
I
you?
feel like I couldn't just show that movie to anyone. I don't know, because it's so different. Like, I've never seen the original, so I can't really compare the two, but
They are very different movies.
the movie is just so bizarre, and it's like,
It's
Hilda
also
Swinton
very long.
plays like 3 different characters, right? In that
Yeah, it's
movie?
3 or
Is it
4.
like three or
yeah,
4?
that I did not see.
And like, yeah, and it's just so bizarre too, like on top of like keeping track of like all the characters and like stuff like that. So I just feel like it's not a movie for everyone.
Oh, it's
Oh,
And I would definitely show it to a smaller group of people for sure.
yeah, it's definitely dark
Um,
when that girl's like whole body is getting like bent in all different ways.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. And definitely any movie that Gaspar Noé has directed.
Yep.
Oh,
Climax,
Definitely agree with you on that
Irreversible.
one.
oh yeah, Jesus. His movies. Yeah, you can't. I couldn't
His movies
watch
are
those as
very out there.
like those are movies I'll watch
Um,
like once and like. I mean, Climax I could watch more than once. I've rewatched
Yeah.
the dancing
I've rewatched
montage
Climax.
tons. I love that. For me, I guess I mean I'm not sure how like controversial. I mean, it's probably controversial to some people, but I would have to say like The Hunt, which I'm not sure if you've
Yeah.
seen Ryan.
I have not seen that one.
But yeah, The Hunt, really, really good movie. But I feel like you would, I don't know if I'd recommend. It's very, definitely dark subject matter of like, I guess
Ahead
like,
of its time too.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, it came out before all this like Weinstein
Before all the
stuff.
Me Too stuff.
Yeah. Um, yeah, essentially it's like, what if like, well, like there's like Mads Mikkelsen's a teacher, and a little girl. Like there's a lot of stuff going on at home, and she starts like the teacher's super nice to her, Mads Mikkelsen, and then essentially the little girl says that he's abused her, which like he never did, but the movie shows like what happens once the accusation's made, and very interesting movie. I mean, it's all done super realistic and yeah, very. I feel like yeah, what would happen is 100% what happens in the movie, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Very
But yeah,
good.
I have another one that we've all seen from last year, if you guys don't have another one.
Yeah, shoot.
The Death of Dick Long.
Oh Jesus,
Oh man.
that's a good one. I completely forgot about
Yep. I
Yeah,
didn't think about that one.
it's all fine and dandy up until what about halfway? A little more than halfway
Yeah, the
through.
reveal.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they mention a horse like kind of towards the beginning. You're just like, a horse? Like, what are you talking about? And then,
Right.
and we're not going to get into it, but
Ugh.
like, Jesus, as they like reveal
Yeah.
stuff, you're just like,
Yeah, that one was definitely on that list.
we also have to, or a reason we might not, recommend that to everybody is because Nickelback is pronounced
yeah.
in that movie. And people might
Nickelback.
judge you for giving a little love to Nickelback. But, they have their hits.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I enjoyed their music back in the day, okay?
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Never made it as a wise man. Never made it as a poor man stealing.
Yeah, never cut it, man. Never cut it as a poor man stealing. I don't know. Just something about it.
They're
Um,
Alright,
catchy.
so which one of you wants to do your question?
so,
Oh.
okay. I mean, I have a question, but it's not movie related. Is that okay?
Is it completely not movie related, or is it like
It's completely not movie related, but it's kind of like a fun little puzzle. Not really puzzle, but like a little. Yeah, I guess
okay,
like a
I'm mildly
puzzler.
intrigued now.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
the
kind of
question.
intrigued.
Okay.
But let's do it.
Okay. Okay, because I thought it'd be fun. I was like, you know what? I could look up like little riddles and stuff to see if you guys could figure them
Oh
out.
God, this is gonna.
Um, so this one's not really a riddle. This is more of like a puzzle. But I do have a riddle, but we'll do that on the next podcast. Okay, so I'm gonna name off some words, and all of these words have one thing in common. Okay?
Okay.
Banana, dresser, grammar, potato, revive, assess, and uneven.
Oh God, 7 words.
Okay?
Yeah, I
So
don't
all
know where
of-
to start with that.
So I'll read them again. Banana, dresser, grammar, potato, revive, assess, uneven.
And it's supposed to be
So
like
that's,
one
that's
word
the list.
that like
No, like all of these 7 words have something in common.
is it like a letter? Or is it beyond a letter? Um,
It's beyond a letter.
okay. Um, hmm. Jeez. 7 words. I should have like wrote these all down. Someone's gonna watch this at some point and be like, I know what it is, but oh my God.
Do they all have like the same vowel letter, like twice or something? It's like banana has 2 A's. Like the other one has
Assess.
2 E's. I don't know.
Well, assess does not though.
Um,
I
like,
have no idea.
yeah, I mean, I feel like we'd be here for minutes. I'd have to like write all
Okay.
them out and then like
Yeah. All right, so the answer is if you take the first letter from each of these words and you move it to the end, it spells the same word.
oh, it's one of whatever the hell they call those.
It's like a palindrome,
Yeah.
Wait.
but it's not like you have to move the first letter.
You have to move the first letter to the up to the end, and then it would spell revive. And then
Oh, and then you just flip it around. Okay.
yeah, you have to move
Yeah.
the first letter to do it. Okay,
Yep, the first letter goes to the back.
okay. I was gonna say because
And
it's definitely
It
not.
spells the same word.
You know, there's certain words that are just naturally like that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. 2 down? Or
Okay.
it's just one I looked up.
Okay. I'll allow it. It fits with the Clue movie, I suppose.
Yeah.
All right, I guess does that leave me?
That leaves you.
Yeah, you gotta top that one, Sky.
Well, you know, I brought up the idea of this, and I've already mentioned this as a question, but we got to get it out right away. And I guess I'll go first since you know I'm bringing it up and you probably haven't thought about it. But best sex scene in a movie. So think
Oh my
Think
god.
long
Are
and
you
hard.
saying yours first?
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Yeah,
mine
I'm gonna have to
first.
think about this.
And it
Oh,
it
God, I
also
don't even
fits
know.
with Clue in the sense that it involves re-going through portions of the movie again. Does that give it away?
I don't know.
we're going to the sex scene from Velocipaster,
Oh my god.
where they literally show you.
They just show you the entire
They
movie.
edit show you the entire movie over again as the sex scene is happening, and they're just like, yeah, they get in bed, and then it's just shots of the movie with like
Oh my god.
90s porno music. Oh my god, that was amazing. But yeah, I thought we have to bring the R rating right out the gate.
I mean, okay, so thinking one right now, right off the top of my head, one that comes to mind is I don't know why I thought about this, but the one that made me laugh recently was one from Dolomite Is My Name, where they were filming the movie and like the ceiling like
Yeah.
falls on them.
Uh, yeah, oh my god, yeah, I completely forgot about that. Yeah,
That one made me laugh.
yeah, where they're like,
It's
But in terms of like sexiness, I think I'd have to go with like Wolf of Wall Street with Margot.
well, yeah, I mean, it's like, I guess the way I worded it is best interpreting.
it can be like
Yeah,
anything.
whatever. Yeah, obviously, like the most attractive is not Velocipaster. Or
No.
not, you know, quote hottest sex.
I mean, if we would go implied sex scene, then the death of Dick Long.
oh my god, Jesus
No,
Christ.
but so I guess one of the only ones I can think of from recently would be Midsommar.
Oh my god, that's a great
yeah.
one. Holy
Yeah, that is a
shit.
good one.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I
Yeah.
want to describe that one.
It's an awkward one,
Oh my
but
god, we're
very unique
yeah, they're
to say the
all
least.
in sync. Oh my god, yeah, Jesus, that's a great one. Wow, good stuff,
Yeah.
everybody.
Very interesting question there, Sky. Right out of the gate.
yeah, thought we had to bring it.
See, I feel like our fans could get really creative with this. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, put yours in the
Just have
comments
fun with
below.
it. Make it different if you want. Who cares? We'll answer it.
To the best of our abilities.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to get this is a family friendly show, you know?
Yeah.
Okay,
In
maybe not so
certain-
much.
In certain
Certain
aspects.
respects.
We already mentioned the death of Dick Long. Okay, we're past that point, so
Oh my god.
Yeah, we mentioned it twice.
right.
Yeah.
We're beyond the bubble.
It is a good
PG.
movie.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
it was
man.
Oh yeah,
enjoyable.
that was very good. Yeah. I just want to give a quick shout out to how my boy Spike Lee pronounces it, Pong.
Pong.
But
Juno.
winning Parasite winning Best Picture, real quick.
Yeah,
Just
because
want
I know
to
we
give a
were
shout
gonna
out to
do
that.
we were gonna do an Oscars podcast, but then we were kind of thinking since we like talked about all the Best Picture noms and there's a lot of repeat noms, it's like maybe another time we'll talk about it a little bit more. But
I'm glad. I'm super super happy that Boon Jong Ho won
Jesus,
his Oscar. Pong Jong.
he's
However
not
Spike
racist.
said it.
I promise you all.
However Spike said it.
No, he said like Pong,
Yeah.
Pong,
Boon
Juno.
Bong Pong. Yeah, that's how he said it.
That's
Pong.
exactly how he said it.
I don't even think he
Did the
cared. He
day
was
that
just so
Spike
happy.
Lee shows up to an awards show without his taxi driver hat on.
Yeah, like decked out in purple. At least this
Yeah.
time he was wearing Kobe stuff though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I respect him. One respect point.
Yeah, he's only at like -10 right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely happy with that Parasite won. So, bravo.
Yeah, they got it right twice in the past 10 years. And that was one of them. And the other one was Birdman.
Yeah, we'll have to watch that someday. I have it now on Blu-ray, and I still haven't seen it. So,
Yeah, we should do a podcast on Birdman. Because I want to know what you guys think of the ending.
Yeah, I'll have to. That's definitely a movie that warrants rewatching for sure. It's been a while for me.
sure. Put it on the list.
But yeah, I think we did it.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, that's a wrap.
a wrap. Yeah.
So I think, yeah, we have our Twitter, Facebook. So give us a share on that, and a like on Facebook. Leave comments in the YouTube videos. Definitely leave us like questions so we don't have to go through any more of Ryan's riddles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a good one next time you
With
watch.
my brain. Bring a notepad.
Yeah, next time you better bring a notepad, Sky, because this next one's gonna be juicy.
Okay.
But yeah, while you're on YouTube, give us a subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know as soon as you can watch our new episodes. But yeah, I think I don't know if this will be our next podcast, but I know we're gonna try to do like some sort of like bracket like podcast where like movies go up against each other in a bracket and it's like one movie comes out victorious. I don't know if it's gonna
Head to
be like
head.
a best of the decade type deal, but in the season of bracketology with college basketball, March Madness coming up. I think it's a pretty unique idea that we might try to execute.
Yeah, just working out.
Made the
what
best
exactly-
movie win.
Yeah, I think that'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I will see you on the next episode.
Yes.
Yeah. See you guys on the next one.